Yeah.
Okay. Channel we live now. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the celebration and reflection of life of David L. Norford. At this time, I would like to request just a housekeeping note that we place our phones and vibrate. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce first the hosts, because we'll be interchanging this position that I'm in, and that's myself, Joseph Simmons, Simone Edwards Williams, and Shanice Edwards Daughtry. At this time, I'd like to welcome Kenneth Schultebrand, known to us as Kenny, and who is a very dear friend of David, to open this morning's reflection with a prayer. Thank you.
Could we all stand, please? Father in heaven, we've gathered here this morning in this place of natural beauty to celebrate David Norford's life. This beautiful place was very dear to David, as it is to most, if not all of us, as each one of us has a fond memory of this place from childhood through adulthood. We thank you for the years that you gave David on this earth, and we thank you for the time that we had to share it with him. David loved life, and all you had to do was spend a few moments with him, and that fact was evident. David had struggles and challenges in his life, but he faced them head on, and he fought through them valiantly. Now you have given him rest from his struggles and his labor. As we reflect on David's life, we ask you that you would give each one of us comfort and peace, particularly his immediate family, his wife Andrea, his son Dylan, his daughter Danielle, and his siblings. We know that death is an intruder. It brings separation. It brings pain. In your word, it is said that the last great enemy is death, and rightly so. We know also that in your word, it is said that there's a day when death itself will die, and we all look forward to that day. We invite your presence now. We pray that you would take charge of this entire service, that you would bless every aspect of it, and give each one of us peace today for Christ's sake. Amen.
Closer? All right. Good morning, everyone. What a good day to be here with and finally say goodbye to David. It's tough saying goodbye to such a dear friend. David was my little brother. David was my best friend. David was my pain in the... David was that. And, I look at that poster there at David, and I said, that poster does not give him any justice, because David was bigger, brighter, and anything that you could think of, that was David. In my terms, we had two big characters in life growing up on the hill. One was Junior Hodge, and one was David. Yep. And Junior Hodge was our Tom Sawyer, and David was our Huckleberry Finn. And I just couldn't imagine what it's like that the two of them are meeting together and the mischief that they're causing on the other side. Yeah. If over there have any chickens, watch them, because they're going to take them and they're going to make the chickens fight. That's David. Okay. So it brings me great pain to know David passed, because I definitely was not expecting that. How could I be? I didn't know. My life was all messed up that I forgot to look out for my little brother, for my friend. And in the end, when time came, it hurt me that I didn't have enough time. I remember a long time ago, I was a kid, and they said, you go up and you listen to these religious stuff on the radio, and they said, make time, take time, And in my career, as I was progressing through my career, I met this old Indian guy, and he said, hey, you can go. Everybody was telling me, go to this project, you'll make a lot of money, And everybody's going, yeah. And I asked him, I said, so why aren't you going to this project? He said, because I passed the point of making money. I need the point of making time. And that had hit me, so thing. I said, whoa. And I'm trying to pull myself back. I'm not doing a good job, but I think this is going to force me to do that, because I miss David. I miss all the stuff that happened. And if anyone should have been there, it was me. Okay? Yeah. So as I reflect on him, I will give you guys some stories during the time that will bring the picture of David. I'll save some of those for last, okay? Because we are not leaving here with tears on our face. We're leaving here with a smile on our face and a little giggle in our soul, because we knew David, that big guy over there. All right? Okay. So the next person, would you like to say something? And I'll come back in. Okay. Anyone wants to come up and say anything? I could continue. All right, I'll continue until you guys think of something to say. All right. Yeah. Shanice, what happened to him? Oh, you want to say something? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. There's a song. It says, it's the anthem. I don't know if you guys know it. It says, hallelujah, you have won the victory. Hallelujah, you have won it all for me. Death could not hold me down. You are the risen king, seated in majesty. I won't sing it because there's a voice in here that I want to make sure. She's the only one that sings if she ever chooses to, right? But I want to point it out because you're right. Death is it seems so final. But for those, of us who believe, we know that God already took care of that. And so I am hopeful, that, hey, death could not hold, he's larger than life, right? And so I am just like, yes, we say in celebration and reflection of David L. Norford, in my head I'm like, formally, so that's his name, but we all have a different name for him, right? For me, it's Uncle David. And for you, I want you. And actually, I know this might seem very elementary, but if on the count of 3, if you whisper it, if you shout it, whatever it is, what do you call him? Right? On the count of 3. Whisper in your heart, on your lips, whatever, however feels comfortable in your mind. 1, 2, 3. Uncle David. I think a couple of you have a couple of names, right? And so he continues to be loved. Coming up is a musical tribute, which is the 23rd Psalm by Buju Banton. As you know, he's eclectic. Here we are, with nature and the beach. Praise, amen.
At this time, we're going to have a reflection period for the family members, anybody that wants to come forward to reflect on the life of David. I'll begin. David is the last of my mom and my dad's family. Well, actually, on my dad's side, there's two after him, sorry. But he's the last for my mom. And I'll home in more on the last three of my mom kids, which was myself, I'm the eldest, and then Glenville, known as Pumi, and then David. And I started out there because my eldest sibling, my older siblings on my mom's side had the opportunity to have my mom a little bit longer. And my mom died when I was 3. Glenville was 1.5, and David was 7 months. So the three of us kind of trod the road together. We spent time away with our grandparents, both on our father's side and our mother's side. But then it had a point in time that some decisions had to be made. And in that time, David and myself were returned home to St. Thomas, and Glenville stayed a little longer with my grandmother in Phillips's village, St. Kitts. During that time, I must say, and going back to what Joey said, David was a challenge in some regards. He tried everything. I remember one moment in time that we didn't speak for a very long time. We were kids, but we were mad with each other. We got into a fight, and David, being rebellious, even though I'm the oldest, David threw a cup, and he caught me smack dab in my forehead. And we knew that my dad was going to be royally annoyed. So we tried to wipe the blood away. We tried everything, but it was too much. And so we had to call him. And I was taken to the emergency room, and I got 3 stitches. The scar is still right there. And we never really spoke about it much after that, because if we did, it would have been another cup. But when David was going through his motion to exit this life, at his bedside, we were trying to keep him going, jovial, making jokes and stuff. And I asked him, "Do you remember that orange cup?" And his eyes opened, his mouth opened. "You remember that?" And he just started laughing, and he covered his mouth, his head. He didn't want to continue the conversation. But he remembered, but it was on a good note. So David used to take chances. He really did. But, over the years, David and I were very close. And we spoke about every weekend. And if it's something he needs clarity on, he will ask the question, and a voice would come over his shoulder, and that would be Andrea. And Andrea, David, and I had this bond. That everything that's going on everywhere, any topic, we discussed it. And I must say, Andrea and I have a very good relationship. Always did. She was the balance between me and David when we almost bust out a fight over the phone. But I would like to also mention that I have here with me Aunt Lucy somewhere. Aunt Lucy, between Aunt Lucy and my stepmother, who just buried on Friday, they kept him grounded. They really did. Even though he told them, I'm still going to do it, they would scold him and he would listen to both of them. Aunt Lucy didn't give him no ease either because she was very stern with him. And so I say all that to say is that, the struggles that we went through, because we did, having no mother and driving on a school bus, it was just me and him for quite a while. And at this time, though, I would like to also take the opportunity to introduce some of my family members that are here that traveled from far, which is Andy. And if anybody read the obituary, he is his favorite nephew. He traveled to get here to be a part of this. And then in the background, I have my other nephew from my mother's first child. Come. That's Leon. And then I have Eddie. Both of them are brothers. I know that my sister is saddened that she couldn't be here, but there was something beyond her control, so her son is here to represent her. So outside of that, and as you guys might know, many of you may not know, David named me Reds. And even though he's gone, I'm stuck with that name because his kids do not call me by my name. They don't even say auntie. They call me Auntie Reds. And so from that, I am extracting any happy moment that I have, and I will carry out his legacy throughout my time. And the one last person I want to reference, well, not one last, Simone. That's a PR for David. And then Miss Lee over there also, who took care of us. So I think that's my reflection, and I would like to thank Kenny and his mom for joining today particularly because they were his strength in his last days. They did some praying with him that gave us more time, I would say. And so I'd like to extend gratitude. And I'm sorry, Wakali, that you were given the message. Because what David did is when he knew he wasn't going to be around, he didn't give us the message. He didn't give Andrea the message. He didn't give any of us. He gave it to Wakali. He said, Wakali, I want you to go to our Hillside chat group and my friends and any family and tell them that I am leaving. And with that said, I want to say that he had the opportunity to talk to us, tell us. He sent us a text, give us phone number of each other. He gave his kids off, and we knew then something was awry with him. And not many people are going to get the opportunity to walk their way out. He was able to have us, Joey Simmons and myself, make phone calls at his bedside. I want to speak to this person now, call this, but he couldn't hold the phone. So we stood there and called these different people, and I just would hope that that's a testimony that he had that opportunity, but not very many will have that opportunity. Some are knocked down one time, shot one time. He was able to allow us to call his friends and family and speak to them, those that we could reach. So I know that within himself, he did his best. He lived his best considering his situation in life. And I know he doesn't want anybody mourning. We are going to cry. I could tell you sometimes I just scream in the house. But at the end of the day, this is done his way. Thanks. I don't know if Leon or Eddie wants to say something. And Andy. I will.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thanks to everyone for the support. Um, my aunt, David, I don't know him, never met him, but by seeing that picture, first thing I saw was, if I cut off my hair, I look like him. But uh, it's a tragic line, and it's a painful line. You know, my grandmother died when my father was either 9 or 10, and that made him a man at 10 or 9. Because those days, he had to hit Canefield to take care of his younger siblings right away. Right away. He was never able to get over that loss. Me and him never had a good relationship. He and his siblings never had a good relationship because the one thing that kept him was his mother, grounded. He would show me pictures of her. Beautiful woman. That's where we get his hair from. But their dad decided, no, come for the last 2 kids. Came, got them, and later got Pumi, Glenville. And another sister moved here as well. She died. And then I was called about David's situation, tried to speak to him, never was able to speak to him, to speak to my cousin and my brother. But it's just the pain, because last January? January we had to bury my father. So it's just, the lineage has just been full of pain, lots of pain. But there's great rewards, like I see it. My aunt's daughters and their kids, I no doubt he looks like an upstanding man in society. I would think he did good with his kids. My father, I could only say he did good with his kids. And the sisters did good with their kids. So when you say the legacy will, me and my brother have the mindset of the future and taking control of the future. Where is it that we are in control of a lot of different things in life? Also pass it down to kids and family members. So the bloodline will be strong and is strong. And, you know, we're here for each other, we support each other. We may not communicate as we should at times, but that's life. Everybody gets burdened down with their own the complexities of life. But as I tell my family, the most important thing is your health. Whatever you got to do to your health to make sure you can maintain your health, and then walk uprightly. That's the best you could do, is walk uprightly. As long as you could stand in your truth, your honesty, your righteousness is what counts. The Bible says your righteousness is as of filthy rags, but it's only a filthy rags because you could twist it and turn it whenever you want. 1 minute you're with God, and next minute is a F coming out your mouth, I gossiping about your mouth. Your righteousness is a filthy rags. But if you can straighten up and walk uprightly as best as you can, and make sure your world, not this world, but your world, the world you live in, your circle, the people in your circle are as of you and as of a sound mind, and can treat people in the correct way, you will find that peace will be everlasting. And peace, but the gossiping and the dirty ways, avoid that. Avoid that phone call. Avoid that nonsense. Your sister, you good? Call me and tell me, David has a problem. What can we do to fix this situation. Not, oh, that's so tea. And no, 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 no. Let's help each other. Let's stand for each other. And we can make our world, not the whole world. That's God's job. But your world a better place. My world a better place.
Thanks. Is it 11? Anybody on the family side want to give a quick reflection? I know Andy's not going to do it. Aunt Lucy?
I would like to give God thanks for sparing my life. And I also would like to give him thanks for sparing Andrea's life. Andrea has been there for David thick and thin. I never one time hear David called Andrea. Andrea is always sweet thing.
Sweet thing.
He was always sweet thing, no matter what. And Andrea, I really thank you for being there for David. I know how David was. David was hardened. But there are times when he did listen. There were times when he did listen, and really, I thank you for being here with Dylan and Daniel. Please take care of them. God is good. He's going to help you if you just call upon him. So thank everybody for being here. David was my heart in all. He was just like my son that I bring into this world. Because everything for him, Aunt Lucy, no matter where I am, he's calling out for me. I could remember when he and Glenville were boys. One day I did sitting down, a phone call coming. Aunt Lucy, David fall down and break his hand. I said, how that could happen? Then I tell him, go to the hospital. I'll meet them up there. Long time after, David said to me, Aunt Lucy, you know what happened? Glenville give me one kick on my hand. One kick he gave me on my hand. And I said, you tell me you fall down and break your hand? So those are the things I just have to put up with David, but I love him dearly. I love him dearly. May his soul rest in peace.
Okay. Anybody else? Brave soul, brave soul.
Yeah.
This is David's daughter. No, she's not my daughter.
Everyone thinks that I'm her daughter, so it's okay. But I just wanted to come up here and give a little bit of insight on David as a father. My brother's over there. He's not going to come up, so I am. But
He's proving you
okay, you come up. Yeah, I'm still the favorite child. It's okay. But one story I want to tell that really, I think, gives some insight is my mom used to go to work in the morning, so it would be me and my dad home, and he would be getting us ready for school, and he would drop us to the bus stop. And of course I would be late sometimes. This is elementary school. I'm like trying to do my hair. My mom's not home. My dad don't know how to do hair. So I'm trying to figure it out on my own. So I get to the bus stop. The bus is here and he's like, get out, start running. Cause he didn't want to drop me to school. So I'm little. So I get out, shoes untied. I'm running to the bus and I fall flat on my face. And so I get up, I keep running to the bus because I'm like, oh, Dad's going to be mad if I miss this bus. And so I get on the bus and I'm bawling my eyes out, crying, my knees scraped up.
And I'm like, it's over. I'm going to school. I'm crying. Like, no one's going to come get me. And so I get into school, and we had to line up, to go to class. And coming through the front door is my dad running. He's running with a piece of paper towel. He's coming in with a piece of paper towel to make sure I was okay. And I thought he wasn't gonna come, but he was there. And that's the side of my dad that I didn't see too often. He was very strict. I got my phone taken all the time. But no matter what, I knew that he was there for me and he loved me, even if he didn't say it, and that he was proud of me. And when he was in the hospital, I was in Philly, where I live, across the state, and I got the call to come home to see him. And I'll never forget this memory. My mom was calling the hospital to check on him, and he kept telling the nurses, I'm not going to sleep, my daughter is coming. My daughter is coming. And as soon as I walked in the door, he looked at me and he started crying, and he starts calling for me to come over and give him a hug. And that was something rare. We didn't hug too much, but of course he couldn't just enjoy the moment. He had to say, I don't even hug her little. I'm not gonna finish that. Because my dad had a potty mouth sometimes, but yeah. He was very strict, but he taught me and my brother a lot of stuff, and without him, I don't think we would be the women and man that we are today. So I'm grateful for all of you for coming. Some I never met before. I heard some names. Wakali, I heard that name before. So thank you guys for coming, and that's all I had to say.
Me and my sister, residents at Norfolk Symposium back then. But you guys, I would say everybody here knows how hard-headed and strict he was, but I can just say thank you to everyone that, helped open him up a little bit, from Aunt Lucy to Miss Lee to my mom. He never forgot who helped him overcome what he had to overcome. There was every holiday, he's get on the phone, we got to talk to Miss Lee, you got to talk to your grandma, we got to talk to Auntie Reds. So he taught me the values of family and how to make sure that take care of the people that take care of you. So I know he's in here. Shit, I fucking look like him, so I can't escape him any day of the week. But just like him, my phone, Mom, I'm sorry. He was tough on me, but looking back, I know the purpose it was for, and I can only hope that I could lead half the life that he did, and to make sure that I set my kids up as well as he set me up to be. So just thanks everyone for coming out, and that's it.
At this time, we're going to take a pause from the reflection, because the military tribute will be done now. So if everybody on this corner could move back, and I'm going to move this mic, and so that they could come and do the military salute. I don't know if maybe they could open up here. Let me see if this is enough. Because the two are black. So they're gonna come around. I don't know that you can say when they're doing that. They can't. Joseph Simmons is going to continue with the program, but I really would like to extend gratitude to the folks from the military service that for honoring my brother for the time that he has served. Thank you for coming and sharing his time with us on behalf of the family. Thank you, Mr. Farrell. Okay.
Nothing moves you like taps. Taps is the honor tradition of a fallen soldier. The honor started during the Civil War when a father on the North has buried his son on the South. And they give him one song to play, and he played taps. So that's why every time you hear the taps, it's a fallen soldier. So, okay. All right. That moves me. So, David, there's a lot of cherished memories about David. A loving husband to Sweet Thing, his lovely kids, Danielle, Derek. Paula lost her twin brother. The two of them was together all the time. And on Hill, we always call them the twins because they all look alike too. So, and the Norfolk family and all those people there lost a great friend. I'm going to start this with one of the if you did not grow up on the hill on the hospital ground, I think you missed out on a very remarkable time growing up. You heard that statement that there's a village that raised a child. That was our village. And let me tell you, everybody on that hill was like brothers and sisters. We fight. I remember times when David and us fought the girls, and Paula would put hot pepper on her hands and wipe it on our eyes. I remember those times well. But then when it came time, we were brothers and sisters. And to this day, that's the way I held it. Okay. I see Wakali here, I see the Coons. I think I saw Richard Villet, you know. I can't tell you our thing here. The Schulter Brands, the Finch, the Petersons, oh God, family, the Hodges, you know, the Christians who are not here, you know, the Warren family, Barber family, you know, the Hendricksons. You can go on and on. You have the Tibus on the other side, the Midas down the hill, the Heiligers down the hill. It was just a vital family. And boy, if you got in trouble, believe it, somebody will rat on you. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and it was such a glorious time growing up there. And you go up there and you see what the hill is now. and that feeling of community is missing. And you said, where all those boys go, you know? Where are all those boys? Where are all those girls? And every once in a while we sit down there and we think about and we talk, you know. The special holidays that we call each other, and you better make sure you have a day, because those conversations will last so long. A conversation with Kenny, a conversation with David, a conversation with Glenn Roy. It would last almost all day. And that's all you did, was just tease each other and remember how we reflected on our growing up. Here's a little reflection from one of our dear friends. We are Dalmida. He's all known as Butch. He said, I trust this message finds you and your family in good health and the comfort and presence of your loved ones. On behalf of the Dalmida family, I would like to extend our deepest condolences on the loss of your brother, David. David's unwavering commitment as a father, a brother, a family member, his presence within his communities in Pittsburgh and in the Virgin Islands, and his dedicated service as a military veteran have left a profound and lasting impact on many lives. His legacy of love, service, and quiet strength will continue to be honored for generations to come. He said, we hope you and your family can find solace in knowing that David has been reunited with his ancestors and parents, and his spirit lives in the memories and stories you share. May David rest in eternal peace, and may you and your family find strength, comfort, and healing during this difficult time. He said, please convey my condolences to Andrea and the rest of your family. With heartfelt love and respect, your friend, Al Butch Dalmida Jr. That's our buddy on the hill. Okay. So, I got to tell you guys a little story with David. David used to get into these things. And I remember he got so much mischief. We were talking one day, you know, and I said, David, you ever think about it though? When you die, how the world would be, what you have to do. He said, yeah. I said, I had a dream that I had passed away, and you had passed away before me. Now this was a real conversation. And I said, and I go up there, and I go to the pearly hills of St. Peter, and he tells me, he gives me a box, and he tells me, write down all your sins. And I said, okay. So I go there, and I see David coming back. I said, David, where you going? He said, I need about 3 more boxes of chalk. So that was David. Okay, so. All right. Anybody else on the hill would like to say something? We'll do some reflections.
I could spend the rest of the day here with reflections with David, but I know y'all don't want to have me for the rest of the day. One of the things that Joey said earlier is the 2 personalities, and I was waiting for him to say the other one. David was one, and Junior Hodge. When he said Junior Hodge, I see he hit it. A lot of us grew up on the hill. Some came, some went, different age ranges. Those two had the personalities that took everything. All of us had personalities, but those two, stubborn, outspoken, you knew they were there when they were there. You knew they were there. David was a fierce competitor. On the basketball court, with his left hand, if you didn't come with your A game, you're going home. You're going home. You're going home. You're going home.
What they used to call him?
Hey?
What they used to call him?
Fat nasty. He started off fat, but he slimmed down afterwards. And he was a problem. I remember one time a team from the hill went down. They had like a little league down around the field, you know. And they had a number of teams from around the field, like on the flat. But we were the only team off the hill. I think they used to call us the hillbilly goats or something like that. And, you know, we were the outsiders. Even though we were on the field too, we were the outsiders. So one day, one game we had, we played against one of their best teams. And we had them on the ropes. And David was killing them with our left hand. And different ones of us were coming in and giving pressure on top of them. All of a sudden, the score started, because some of those guys from down there were keeping the score. The score started to get funny. The time started to get funny. Everything. We have a joke, a running joke through the years when one of the guys, and he passed away as well, a guy named Kelly, he had the time clock. We say, what happened to the time, man, Kelly? Because one time we have good time because we're catching up and we move, you know. And all of a sudden, we say, what happened to the time, Kelly? He said, time don't come, time to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason. But we know it was nonsense going on because they did not like the idea that the hillbilly goats had come down and were putting pressure on one of their best teams. But we put some heat on them that day. There were a couple teams that we had at one point up on the hill. Wakali is one of the man them. The drug squad against the government. I think the government was myself, David, and another David. He passed away too. That's a cousin of mine, David Foster. So David Nafa, David Foster, and myself were the government. Wakali, Unkas, and I can't remember the third guy on the drug squad. It wasn't Junior Hodge. It was somebody more formidable than Junior Hodge. Because Junior Hodge was a good joker, but not when it comes to basketball. Because it was a good competition and Junior Hodge was not going to fail that bill. I can't remember who the third one was. But anyway, that was a lot of fierce competition between those two teams. So you had several different periods on the hill. You had the foul period. The foul. My brother and David were tight in the foul period. Oh. I had some other allegiances in the foul period, but my brother and David were real tight in that period. Then we had a little section of time when there was a Monopoly period. A set of us used to go down by Paul and David and play Monopoly. And some long Monopoly games. And I remember this one time, I can't forget the laughter of all of us, but David, you know, he had a laugh where his shoulders used to be chuckling. A friend of ours, Miguel passed away about 30 years ago. Miguel came and he was a slickster. Well, you know, you always got slickster in the crowd. So we had been playing several Monopoly games through the year, through the weeks, and you know, fierce competition and stuff like that. So I guess Miguel realized, you know, these games get heated, and I want some extra support. So, you know, if y'all familiar with Monopoly, at a certain point in a Monopoly game, everybody broke. It's, you know, you get your money dealt out early on, and then you get to the point where you start to buy houses and land and stuff. And when you start to put your money on those things, you're broke. You don't have your $500 bills gone, you're down to a couple, and you're trying to build back up. At a certain broke point in the game, Miguel comes up with this damn $500 bill. So, the bank ain't wet. What's going on here? So we're looking at him with this he's trying to buy something with this damn $500 bill. So we're looking at him. After a while, when we interrogate him and pressure him, he start laughing. he brought that from his game at home and had it stuck in his pants. And I guess, it's perspiration make it damp, and that's what he trying to come big laughing. David killing himself with a laugh, all of us. Hilarious, That was that. You had different, I'm trying to think of some different situations, different, in the same game that we played down the hill. There was a famous phrase that David had said after the game. He said, "My son, I can't believe how hot I was, my son." In terms of the scoring, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe how, and that was like a while. Every time we talked about that game, he talked about he couldn't believe how hot he was, But it was the relationships on the hill, like Joey said, were tight. It was such that I didn't have to talk to you for 10 years, but when I see you, it's like as though it's the first day. We miss a step. The love is there. That's how we are. That's how we were on the hill, on the core. When Andrea started to come down, I said to myself, Andrea, this is an angel hair. Because I know David, you know what I'm saying? I know him. I know all of us know him. He don't play, he's stubborn. So I said to myself, I could only imagine being in a relationship like that. And she was an angel. Every time, the first time I met her, her face light up. I mean, just like as though we always knew each other. Thank God. I just, if you all need anything that I could help you with, let me know. Daniel, Dylan, Andrea, let me know. We're family. Everybody up there is family on the hill. And I'm glad I've met you all. And I just, I hope all of us could kind of stick together in one way or the other. And like the gentleman said earlier, put aside any nonsense and just move forward in peace and tranquility. But that's my reflection.
I must say that Kenny hit the nail on the head. When you're talking about a village, that hillside group round the field, okay? We've had a lot of ups and downs up the hill, but if you got licks today, that team coming over and gonna sue those licks. That's just how it was. Right now, we are trying to really stay together. We have a chat group where we're trying to get all of the folks from around the field up on the hill. That camaraderie that we have, we're trying to make sure we touch bases with everybody and include them in that group. And we're going to have a reunion. We've been planning it for how long now? A minute, yeah, that's a safe way. And I believe with David's passing, we're going to push forward and do it in his honor. Because if you look around us now, everybody's for self. And if we're going to be one of those groups that set the tone and the example, then so be it. At this time, we're going to do a slideshow. Yes. Oh, you are? Okay, yeah. As soon as we get a chance, there's some breakfast stuff that you guys could indulge in, and we'll do the lunch after. But we're going to make sure we get to this slideshow so everybody could partake in the lifestyle or the life of David as we celebrate his life and reflect on it. And we're also going to share 2 songs that was written on his behalf. Listening to them each time, I told my daughter the other day, I'm going to get ready quick for work. Let me turn on this song and listen to it. And she said to me, that means you're not going to get ready now. Because each time I listen to it, it tears at me. It is the epitome of who he was. And it was written by his friend and not friend, or a friend that he severed for a minute, but that person had to have known him. And he came to the services in Pittsburgh when he was cremated, and he came around and really was there for us. So that is going to be one thing that we're going to partake in. But I'd allow you to speak And I don't know if you want to say something, Chaka Zulu? No? Okay, Chaka Zulu is one of David's friends. Just any conversation that comes up there, he always wants somebody to go look for him or tell him hello. So I just want you to know that you were always in his heart. Okay? That's true.
Good day, everyone. I'm glad to see a lot of family members here from the hillside and other friends. Like you said, we were very close-knit. We party like it can't stop. We go down by Miss Edith, we buy special, we go by somebody, we buy this, and we had a makeshift stadium, bleachers, and then we used to get some current from this thing next door, and we played ball all night. So we had no time for crazy games and gang banging and stuff. This was real family life, and we really embraced that. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have music, everything with it. But my brothers and sisters, Paula, wish they were here to celebrate with our brother. Nelly, of course, been crying up to this morning. I call her my twin sister, yeah. So I just really want to do a tribute song for David. It's called Goodbye, but it's just so long for us, for him, till we meet again, okay? I wanted you for life, you and me in the wind. I never thought there'd come a time that our story would end. It's hard to understand, but I guess I'll have to try. It's not easy to say goodbye. For all the joy we shared, all that time we had to spend. Now if I had one wish, I'd want forever back again. To look into your eyes and hold you when you cry. It's not easy to say goodbye. I can remember all those great times we had. There's so many memories, some good, some bad. Yes, and through it all, those memories would last forever. There's peace in where you are. Maybe all I need to know. And if I'd listen to my heart, I'd hear your laughter once more. And so I've got to say, I'm glad you came my way. It's not easy to say goodbye. Blessings to you and the family.
This is one of the songs in tribute to David from his friend in Pittsburgh.
Big day. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. From the Virgin Islands to Pittsburgh, energy never die. They just transform. Hey.
Rest in peace, big day. Rest in peace. We still feel love in the breeze. From the islands to the city streets, your energy live on and we, oh, celebrate, celebrate, no more pain. Sunshine after all that rain. Energy never die, it change. Big day, live on, we say his name.
Big day, DAV, rest in peace. Good big brother, yeah, you kept the peace. Great father, perfect husband too. Every role you play, you stay true. Good little brother, good son, that's facts. Good cousin, brother-in-law, you held that. He played his position, yeah, he did it right. Family dinners, Christmas lights, many nights, many days we laughed. Sunshine and rain, we made it back. Every holiday, we make it. That's the gift, everything you do.
Rest in peace, rest in peace. We still feel love in the breeze. From the islands to the city streets, your energy live on and we, oh, celebrate, celebrate, no more pain. Sunshine after all that rain. Energy never die, it change. Big day, live on, we say his name.
Yeah, Virgin Islands, paradise born. Man came from where the sun stay warm. From the island straight to Pittsburgh land. Spread love like a real strong man. Love the drill, yeah, everybody know. Love his daughter, love his son for sure. Even when his health got low, waited till they grown before he go. Good man, real strong soul. Good brother, cousin, friend, he hold. Big day, pops, big pop. Different names, but the love don't stop.
Rest in peace, cousin Dave, we cry. Rest in peace, brother Dave, we ride. Rest in peace, Uncle Dave, we stand. Rest in peace, Daddy Dave, the man. Honey Dave, big homie, two different names, same real you. From the islands to the bird, you showed how to spread that love, how to grow. Last baby his mama made, that's real. 7 months when she passed, still. Big sister held him down tight. 3 years older, love for life.
Energy don't die, it just transform. You steer in a different form. When you feel that love inside, that's big day, that's your God.
He lived through y'all, y'all lived through him. Part of his soul, part of his skin. Ancestors now, yeah, he at peace. No more pain, yeah, he released. Big dealer, keep making him proud. He used to say it, he said it louder. How much he loved his son and daughter. That kind of love go farther. Celebrate, celebrate, no more pain. We ain't sad, we don't stand rain. Rest in peace, Dad, we say your name. Big day, live on through the flame. Energy never die, it just change. Still here with us, just rearrange. From the sky, right here till we see you in everything we do.
Big day, it's a dream, man.
Discipline man,
Family man,
strong man.
big day,
Big day.
big day. Peace and love, hold it down, forever so. Energy don't never die, it just transforms. Your loved one ain't gone, he right here with you.
And he is. He's right in the box. He's right there with us.
Energy, yeah.
Just remember that.
Energy don't die, it just transforms.
We gon' carry you on.
He at peace, yeah, he free from the storm. Energy don't die, it just shines so.
You're the one in the sky, but he right here too. In your thoughts, in your heart, everything you do. Yeah, he feel what you feel, know what you think. So it's okay to cry, it's okay to sing, but keep going, keep moving, make him proud. Hear his voice in your soul talking loud. What would I say? What would I do? Then go and make it happen. That's the real you.
Take your time, live your life, laugh again, it's alright. Every step, every move is still walking there with you. Don't die, he just transformed.
We gon' carry you on,
He gon' carry you on, we gon' carry you on.
from the sky to our hearts.
You'll never know, Big Dave live on,
Big Dave live on,
Big Dave live on.
Beto ground.
Queen Donna, King Dylan stand tall. Big Dylan, King Dylan, he proud of y'all. Never doubted you, always believed. Stayed alive till y'all could achieve.
Andrea,
We thank you for your love.
held it down.
Send strength from above. And the one who appreciates you the most is your husband. Yeah, he loves you the most.
He with the ancestors now, with his mama now. No more pain, just peace.
And his sister, yeah, he thankful for you. Through thick and thin, you always came through. To his brothers too, yeah, that bond's still strong. Family forever, it don't go wrong. Big day, say his name, celebrate. Oh, don't he never die. Energy don't die. It just transforms.
We gon' carry you on,
We gon' carry you on, we gon' carry you on.
from the sky to our hearts.
You never know, Big Dave live on.
Big Dave live on,
Big Dave live on.
Big Dave live on.
Celebrate life.
No more pain.
We give thanks to the sunshine and rain. He at peace, yeah, he free from the storm. Energy don't die.
It just transforms.
Live life. Love life. Laugh. Celebrate his name.
Big day, big day. Rest in peace, but your energy still here, forever so.
No. Yeah, you're coming to the street. Okay. All right. Sorry. We gotta talk low for the people here.
My name is guys don't know. And Uncle David, that's what I call him. The face right there. Everybody see the face? That's the face. For the most part, that's the face. And that face is telling me to tell you guys, pick it up. Because that's exactly what he would say. Simon, pick this up, pick this up. Yeah, just pick this up. Stop, do this, go. That's what he would say to me. What I remember from my uncle, in the military, well, I remember one of the vivid memories was the wedding. I got to dress up in this champagne dress, and I was like, why important, right? Small wedding. It was small, Andrea? Maybe I thought it was just because it was about me. I dressed up, right? So there was this wedding. him and I were very close. We talk about every and anything. And then he was gone. And then there was always these pictures. So we get pictures of Andrea and him at the Mirage. So I guess he'll get deployed and then he'll come back and then they'll do it big, right? And so I always had these, we always had pictures. So he always made sure, even though he was not always present, he always made sure that he touched base. And that's one of the biggest things for me with him. You guys say stubborn. Everybody's saying so I guess that's the truth. But what I got was that some people just love so hard. You don't really know how to put it in words or actions. It's bigger. And that's what I got from him. He loved really, really hard. So I don't know if he's stubborn. Let's just say he was stubborn, but then he loved really hard. Let's just do it like that, right? He loved really hard, and this man was about family. Point blank, period. Piss him off, and then I don't know what box he gonna put you in. But family, he was about family. When Obama was running for president, we on the phone all the time. We talking about crab, cakes, and politics. That's our three: crab, cake, and politics. And Obama was running for president, and my uncle is trying to tell me he needs to wait, and he's too young, and we going back and forth, because if you know me, I was about Obama even when he was senator. So we going two-tongue. That's my rebel spirit. I think that's how we got it. And we were going to tongue. You would swear that I was in a street arguing with somebody that's my age. We were going back and forth. He wasn't sparing me, and I wasn't sparing him neither.
Now you see why
We got on really, we were equals in that conversation. And he would not budge, this stubbornness, and I ain't budging neither. Election came, Obama got in. We didn't talk for a little while. I don't know, maybe Andrea, he was home telling you. I don't know what he was telling you at home. But my person got in, right? But there was this little, I didn't like how we did that whole conversation. So this is where his stubbornness got put to the side. My uncle calls me. Maybe, I don't know how long it was. It wasn't long. Whatever I was feeling in my chest, I guess he was feeling it too. But I don't know if he says sorry often or if he says you were right often. My uncle called me. It wasn't no long talking on the phone. Yeah, so I just want to tell you, you were right. And I hope you ain't mad or nothing like that, but, you were right. And so from then, my name was actually Michelle Obama. So for the last 10 years, my name is Michelle Obama. Talk to me nice. I remember my uncle as this, he ain't a mopey guy. We moping, so I shed my tears, but I had to cut it short because that face says, pick this up, Simon. So in the spirit of my Uncle David, I'm asking you guys to pick up your spirit because he was a family man. Love on your people hard. Time is short. We don't know. He was able to call us, have his conversation, give everybody their walking papers, their assignment. Everybody got an assignment. When he get to me, he's like, so what your role is? I tell him, I gonna be the rebel and I gonna be the rebel that we are, and I gonna just rough up who needs to get rough up. Don't worry, I got this. So, we just understood each other. Like I say, my fave. And may he rest in peace, Uncle David.
So the last conversation I had, I was asked to pray with him, and I didn't know what to say, honestly. But what came to mind was a verse that says, "Be still and know that I am God." And I'm grateful that the Lord orchestrated that time for us to even touch base with one another. And really and truly, I realized that it really wasn't about the words, but it was himself, the Word, who was in the room at the time. And I know there were family and everyone coming together, and I was grateful that I was able to be on the phone there. And as I started to pray, I said something, and he essentially was saying, I think the most important prayer, which was for the Lord to be his peace. And so with that, on the program it has that the scripture reading is Psalm 121, but the verse that came to mind is actually from Psalm 46. And so that will be instead what I read. Because honestly, ever since that prayer, not that I prayed, but he prayed, I just agreed to it, I found that on the other side, he moved differently. He spoke differently. When I got report, he was giving instructions. And so I was assured in that moment that the Lord honored his prayer. When I think of Psalm 23, the song that was, from Buju Banton, it has a part that says, even in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It's easy to say, right? But as we know, we don't just say the word, we have to believe the word. And I think in that moment, it made sense that the Lord being his peace, he could honestly say, I fear no evil, for you are with me. And so this is where I stand in my confidence now as I speak, because I heard him speak different. I'm like, he got it. So with that being said, here's Psalm 46. And I believe it's for us who are here still. So hear it, receive it, I pray. God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of our God, the sacred home of the Most High. God dwells in that city. It cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, God will protect it. The nations are in chaos, and their kingdoms crumble. God's voice thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come, see the glorious works of the Lord. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bows and snaps the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of the heavens armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Here ends the word of the Lord. And so at this time, I don't know if you'd like to share your remarks or open for continued reflections or move on to this slideshow. Okay, slideshow it is. Okay. His sweet ting is approaching the mic.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to try not to cry through this. David and I were together almost 40 years. By the time I was 17 years old. I met him in high school, my last year in high school, and he liked to tell the kids the joke when the kids asked, how'd you meet mom? And he said, we sat in English class. I sat across from her. I was trying not to look under her skirt. She was on one side of the classroom. I was on one side. I tried to coop, but she wouldn't give me the time of day. He said, so I ended up moving from one side of the classroom and sitting right next to her. And I couldn't get her attention still. even though I sat next to her. So I took her textbook and I write my phone number in the textbook. And so eventually gave me a call and we talked, and basically from that point on, we were inseparable. He left to go to the Army and I left to go to college in Pittsburgh. And once he got discharged from the Army, he was like, hey, you want to move to California? I'm like, no. I said, why don't you move to Pittsburgh? And he's like, okay, but we only stay in Pittsburgh for a couple years because we move in someplace warm. Well, that never happened because, of course, once we got settled in and we got married, first came Dylan, and then a couple years later came Danielle. And so he always used to tell everybody, I don't know how I ended up in Pittsburgh or how I stayed in Pittsburgh. It wasn't for that darn sweet thing. She just made me, she's the one that did it. But again, he was not a very conventional man, right? He loved hard, but you had to know David to understand how to. I always told the kids, I said, Mom, Dad is not like regular dads. He don't hug you. He don't say I love you. I said, your dad used to always tell you, you got a roof over your head, right? You got food to eat, right? The bills are paid. You got cable, right? That's love. And I used to say to them, you have to peel back the onion to understand how to work with your dad. He's not conventional, but if you do what I tell you to do the right way, you will see a side of your dad that you didn't know. And it's a side that I really knew dearly after almost 40 years, spending a lot of time together. So for most of you, you know me as, my name is Andrea, but David never called me Andrea. He always called me Sweet Thing. And everywhere we went, people would say, even in the hospital, they would be like, oh, where's your wife? He'd be like, Sweet Thing's there. And they're like, well, her paper says Andrea. He goes, no, it's Sweet Thing. And so it was funny because it's one of those things that people that didn't know us eventually, that got to know us, knew me as Sweet Thing. Eventually, that was just the nickname that they knew. But I just want to say, thank you to the family for really just being there to support me. Like, my family has been incredible. My sister-in-law has been incredible. I cannot imagine going through this without the love and support I have had. He has been my life. He was my soulmate. I loved him till he took his last breath. I was there with him when he took his last breath. And I gave him the okay to go. I told him, go ahead and go. He was in so much pain. He suffered very dearly. But I want Dylan and Danielle to know that he would move heaven and earth for you too. You were the reason he held on as long as he did. He wanted them to graduate from high school. He wanted them to graduate from college. He wanted them to live his life, live their best life. We had the most interesting conversation because Dylan stayed in Pittsburgh and Danielle stayed in Philadelphia. And I used to always say, I'm like, oh my gosh, most kids run back home. And he goes, leave that one where she's at, because she is all of her dad. She is stubborn, she's strong-willed. And he always used to say, and he used to always say, he didn't have to worry about this one. That one maybe, but not this one, because she is just a tough cookie. She's all of her dad. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming out and showing your support. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the cards. Thank you for the love and support and everything that you guys have done. We just really cherish it, and we really just, again, really appreciate it. And so with that being said, anything else from you two? No, they don't want to say anything else. So thank you, everyone. God bless. It's just plain. It's just plain. Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay, Kenny, could you do the closing? Oh, closing.
Let's stand for prayer. Loving Father in heaven, as we have come to the end of this service reflecting on the life of David, we again thank you for the time that we had with him. We pray that you would be with each one of us, that you'd provide particular comfort to his immediate family, be with them, bless them, guide them and direct them, all the things that he instilled in them. I pray that you would help them to remember, and pray that you would protect them and help them to live their lives to the fullest. Be with each one of us. Help us to live together in unity. Help us to uplift your name in every way, and help us to be better individuals in this world and seek to improve this world that we're living in. Thank you for all your mercies. And when you return, we pray that each one of us may have a place with you for Christ's sake. Amen.
Special thanks to everyone for coming out. We have some eats in the back and drinks. Thank you so much.